Today, my hombres, that's Spanish by the way, we're going to be talking about 6 KPIs that will help you take control of your business and make sure that you are on track to hit your goals. But wait, some of you just said, what the hell is a KPI? Well, don't worry, I'm going to answer that today as well. Let's go. All right, my friends, how cool would it be to be able to predict the financial success of your business? And today I'm going to share that that's actually possible when you are tracking the right KPIs. Now, some of you are going, Tom, I ain't never heard. Why did I just go Bill Cosby there? What the hell's a KPI, you're asking? Because some of you are going, I've never heard of that. And like me, the first time I heard KPI, that was the first time I heard of it. So I had never heard of it. So it's not a surprise that some of you don't know what a KPI is, and that's totally cool. But as soon as I explain it, you're going to get it. All right? KPI stands for Key Performance Indicator. Key Performance Indicator, which in short is these are just indicators of progress towards a result or a goal or a target that you have. I want you to think of the dashboard of your truck. There are metrics, numbers on there that tell a story. That's why we have a fuel gauge and tire pressure and temperature of our engine. And, you know, if you got a fancy truck, you got a compass on that thing. It's telling you which way you're going. When you use key performance indicators to manage your business, you will always know that you're on track or not. If you're headed in the right direction, am I running low on fuel? Is the engine running too hot? Okay, so you want to just make sure that you're managing your business with the numbers. This is exactly what it means to manage your business by the numbers, is you establish these metrics that actually have a point to them. We want to make sure that you're not measuring shit that doesn't matter. But before you implement these 6 numbers, or 6 of your own, or 4 of your own, or 100 of your own metrics, it's important that the first step is you have clarity of a destination. You need to know where you're going in your business. And the more specific you can be, the better. So for instance, you might say, I want to do X amount of bathroom remodels in this zip code. Or I want to grow the interior painting side of our business by X amount of dollars per year. That's going to give you clarity of a target. It's really important that you have clarity of a target. Otherwise, you'll be measuring stuff and you're like, okay, well, are we on track or not? So hopefully that makes sense. So I want to talk about some benefits of key performance indicators, of KPIs. Guys, the first is it gives you clarity of your current position. If you want to grow to $1 million this year, you need to know where you're at right now. KPIs also help us compare our current situation or progress or lack of progress versus past performance, and they'll also help us predict what to expect down the road based on times of the year, seasonality, and other things like that. Key performance indicators also provide motivation for your team. When you give your employees a KPI that they're in charge of, so let's say you hire a marketing person, they need to know what the target is and they need to know what the weekly metrics are, the weekly KPIs, so they know they're on track and actually doing their job, and that will motivate them to do their job because they'll have clarity of that. Key performance indicators will also allow you to hold your team accountable. So one of the KPIs, and it's not part of the 6 today, but one that we measured many, many years ago was gross profit per foreman. You know, we had several foremen out in the field, and we're like, which guys are bringing in the highest gross profit on jobs? And we had a minimum of 50% that we would expect, and some other stuff that goes along with that, but basically helped us to hold them accountable and know whether or not they were doing their job well. I mean, raise your hand. I'm raising mine. If you've ever wondered, how do I know if my people are really doing their job or not? And you really don't know that if you don't have clarity of a target and you have some way to measure that. It's no different than a pitcher in baseball and his ERA, or a kicker in the NFL who's making his kicks or not. Okay, the target is kick the damn ball between the uprights, but if we're not tracking metrics and keeping score and hey, he's 93% from inside the 35-yard line on the right hash and all that. Those are key performance indicators. Those are metrics. The best businesses and organizations hold their teams accountable with that. Another benefit here, guys, to KPIs, they provide clarity for you of knowing where to focus on things in your business. Anybody could wake up and look at their bank account and go, fuck, my business sucks right now. Where does it suck? And key performance indicators are going to point to where those real issues are. So the 6 KPIs that I strongly encourage you to track. Okay, now let me call a quick timeout here. When you start tracking these, they're not going to mean a whole lot to you until you have a few weeks of data behind you. Okay, so just stick with it, and then what you'll see over time is some patterns here. Okay, so the first KPI is that I believe that every business should track is how many fucking leads are coming into the business each week. So you have to have a lead tracker of some sort, your CRM, a spreadsheet. You have to take some time each week, sit down and just go, okay, how many calls came in, how many web form submissions came in, how many people through social media, and you put on that sheet and you come up with a number. Maybe it was 32, maybe it was 0, maybe it was 3. But track that number each and every week. How many leads came into the business? The second KPI is how many jobs were sold this week. If you sold no jobs today, and a sale to me, guys, is a signed contract and a deposit check. That's just how we do it here. Maybe I got nothing today, but I had 3 jobs tomorrow, and so forth. Now, here's a thing that's important to understand. Let's say you have 10 leads come in the week. You're tracking your leads. You had 10. It's possible that you have 11 sales or 20 sales because leads from previous weeks might take a few weeks to sell. So when you're tracking how many jobs you sell in a week, it's not just of the leads that came in this week. So that's an area that people often get confused on. So I had, at the end of the week, you should have some sort of spreadsheet or something on the wall that just says leads this week, 15, jobs sold, 7. Okay, number of jobs sold. The next KPI, the third one that I want to talk about is the sales dollars. So not just the number of sales, but how many sales dollars. So if I sold a $10,000 job and an $18,000 job this week, then that metric, that KPI, I'd write $28,000. Real simple, right? The fourth is your average job size. I ask guys almost every day of the week, what's your average job size? And usually the most common answer is, well, it changes all the time. It varies. Well, no shit, Sherlock, it changes. Because every job's a little bit different, unless you're, cabinet refinisher and it's just number of openings and it's pretty consistent. A lot of trades are like that. I get that. Roofing, whatever. Your average job size is going to help you later on figure out some other shit that we're not going to get into here today. And you get your average job size by, check this out, you take that sales dollars and you divide it by the number of sales in the week, and that will give you your average job size. The fifth metric, and this is probably the hardest one for people to track. But I'm going to tell you guys, you got to grit through this thing. You got to grind through this. You got to be committed to this. It's not hard once you get in a rhythm, and that's what is your average gross profit for the week. And you get that by job costing every project. So we're recording this on a Friday. So if I'm doing my average gross profit, I'm looking from last Friday until today, and I'm going, what jobs did we finish? So let's say I finished 4 jobs, and one job was a 53% gross profit, another was a 40, another was a 62, and another was a 50% on the nose. You add those numbers up and divide by the number of jobs that you job costed in the week. That will give you an average gross profit. Our target is 50%, okay? And the final KPI that I encourage you guys to track, because oxygen is everything, is how much cash did you save? I'm a firm believer that you have got to pay yourself first and make sure that you are building your war chest. We did a video recently on build your own line of credit. That's how this would apply. And so I have a monthly goal of, hey, I want to save $2,000 a month or whatever it might be. Then you divide that into $500 a week. And you just simply go, we had all this money come into the business this week, above and beyond our cost of goods, above and beyond our overhead and my salary as the owner. What amount of money did I take and put somewhere else and save so that I can start building cash? Because cash is king. You'll be surprised how quickly that money adds up. Just talking to somebody today where they're like, they've been in the habit of banking, you know, like $250 a week, and they haven't looked at the account for a long time. And turns out they got, you know, 18, 19,000 bucks sitting in that account already. And they're like, holy shit, that was quick. Okay, guys, if you don't take that and put it aside, you're going to spend it. All right, so you have to build your own line of credit there. These KPIs, the reason these are my foundational 6 KPIs that I track and I coach people to track is because I believe these are the things that if we give attention to, they will improve. I don't know how the universe works. I don't know how the mind and the brain works at the deepest levels, but there's some voodoo going on that what we give our attention to always improves. So we want better leads. We want more sales. We want more sales dollars. We want to know that our average job size is as high as it can be. We want our gross profit as high as can, and we want to make sure we're banking money. So what you give attention to each and every week will improve 100% of the time. A lot of you guys are stuck right now because you're giving attention to all the other urgent things and not truly the important things that are going to move your business forward. Right now, some of you go, fuck that, Tom. There's no time for me to do that. I could barely keep up with all the other bullshit that I'm doing. Or some of you are going, it's just too hard, or I don't know how to, blah, blah, blah. Guys, don't give me that crap. Step the fuck up. This is what successful business owners do. In fact, I challenge you to go on Google and just start typing in how to track KPIs. What are KPIs? This and that. And you're going to see articles by some of the top business people in the world where they go, hey, this is what it really means to be a business owner, to manage your business by the numbers. It's you set a target, you list out a few things that you are going to measure along the way, baby steps to get you to that goal. And now you have pretty much real-time information, and it will help you make better decisions like we talked about earlier. So guys, take some time to plot each week, to plot your current reality and then simply assess what your next steps are. You might see that, man, I had, 60 leads and I only had 4 sales. Okay. Well, do you have a leads problem? No. We don't know that yet. Maybe they're shitty leads, but in general, out of the gate, it's like, all right, leads are good. So what's happening in our sales process that we need to focus on or give attention to? Okay. And that's how these KPIs help you to do things like that. So assess what those next steps are. And like I said before, this is what managing by the numbers looks like. And this always leads to better results. If you want to dig in more and have conversations and ask questions about stuff like this, I want to encourage you guys to head to our free Facebook community, contractorfight.com/Facebook. And you can join several thousand other kick-ass home improvement contractors who are paying attention to shit like this. You guys rock. I got to roll. We'll see you next time.